Hi, today we're going to focus on a quick system to help you with decision making. Stay tuned. So, what are indicators of a good decision? There could be many, but these are four that I found very helpful. The first one is the right decision must feel good. The second one is feeling confident. The third one is I did the research and I felt like it was good enough for me to make the decision because I have the information that I needed to get the clarity and answer the questions where I was not sure of. And then the last one is it brought me peace of mind, whether I know I have faith and trust that I know that this is going to work. So usually when I incorporate all these four, that usually are, for me, these are like the indicators of a good decision. The next step, after the step that I usually go when it comes to making a decision, if I need something quick, is I do like a SWOT analysis. So a SWOT analysis incorporates four components, which is one of them is strengths. Um, the second one is weaknesses. The third one is opportunities, and the fourth one is threats. As you can see, strengths and weaknesses, to me, it means things that I have in my control, that I can control. Usually, opportunities and threats are things that are out of my control. In this example, I was deciding whether I should pursue archery as a hobby. So, the first one was, well, I enjoyed archery the last time I tried it, and I learned that I was good at it as a beginner. I enjoyed watching the sport, especially during the Olympics. The weaknesses is that I didn't have the tools yet. I don't know how often to practice, and I don't have a teacher yet. The last one was for opportunities is if I find the opportunity, I can join a team or a class if available. So, meaning that the class has to be available, the opportunity has to be available for me to join. So, that's out of my control. Making new friends in a way that's out of my control, assuming that there is an opportunity for me to make the friends. That was my thought process. And the last one is learning the skills to focus, learn patience, visualization, which could benefit my day to day positively. However, I felt that um, this was this is not an opportunity that was out of my control because, like I said earlier, it's really reliant whether or not there's the opportunity, right? Like the class or that team to learn. Um, yeah, and so it all depends on whether I have access to the environment to do this sport. The threats that I found in my analysis was the cost and time. As I say, if I did find a class or a team I can join, um, the cost could be a factor whether or not I can do it if it's in my budget, and also the times, whether the times are convenient for me to join, because that would mean I would have to sacrifice something or reschedule it, reschedule a time that would work best. And the next one is, yeah, like maybe finding a good coach, right? So I could find a class, but I'm not sure if the teacher would be a right fit for me. So these are things that would be threats, I feel, because uh, there are things that I know that even though the opportunities are there, these can be factors that could really be out of my control, and something I cannot control at the moment. The next step, what I will do is I would go through, for example, the opportunities again. Like, for example, the opportunity to join a team or a class. I would go and search to see if there are classes in my neighborhood or nearby. The next thing I will do is check out the course curriculum if there is, and the last one would be checking out the schedule. So, for example, here in under threads it says schedule classes if I find one that could be, if I find one that's more convenient, then that would be helpful. And then the last one would be like depending on the classes that are available. If they have more classes and a variety of teachers, it's a great opportunity for me to go to the facility and have a conversation with the different teachers or coaches just to see if they are a great fit and what their teaching style is. To me, that's very important. So having those questions answered will probably reduce the list of threats and opportunities, which would then address the weaknesses. I don't own the tools yet, but some classes usually offer rentals, so that would address that. However, the cost could also impact the weaknesses. So in a sense, the weakness could be out of control. Sometimes it can depend. Like, this is something that I found a little tricky for me when I was doing the analysis, but if you feel like that should be under threats, you can put it under threats, and that gives you a longer list. If that will help you in your decision. Normally, when you have a lot of things that are out of your control, depends how you feel. If you feel like there's just like more costs, more threats, and you did the research, you did what you can out of your control, you did the research, you contacted the right people, you asked questions, you learned so much about the topic, and if you still feel like you still couldn't address a lot of the things under the threats, that it could be an indicator that maybe it's not the right time yet for this decision to be made, and that's okay. You can always revisit it back later, and you can apply this again for another decision that you're making. I hope this helps. This is something that helped me, and I'm looking forward to hopefully making more videos. If you like this, subscribe and let me know what you think. Thanks.